Yeah.
Hey, so it brings me to the next topic. Like Kevin Samuels, I know you've heard of him,
Right.
and he used to come under fire. I think black women used to hate that man to the point where when he passed away, some people like Vivica Fox had, yeah, they had wished death on the man. The man had never took anything from nobody, never murdered anybody, never raped anybody, and they wished death on Kevin Samuels. Do you feel that? What's your thoughts on Kevin Samuels and the gospel he used to preach?
Well, first of all, to understand Kevin Samuels, you have to go to the woman liberation movement. You have to know that Susan B. Anthony started the liberation movement in 1920. Black women didn't come into it in the 70s. In the 70s, you see a lot of black women getting prestigious jobs. You see black women cutting their hair. You see black women dressing like white men because they thought that's what liberation meant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of black women, start saying that they don't need no man. And then simultaneously, you see Uncle Sam, you know what I'm saying, issuing welfare to black women, giving black women prestigious jobs. And it's still, an attack on the black man because a lot of the programs that you see today have white men with black women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all the you ain't gonna watch a show today without a black woman, with a white man, and that ain't nothing wrong. That's integration. They can have that, but what happened is that what Kevin Samuels was speaking to is that the black woman became more independent, and she thought that independence means that she had to denigrate the black man. So what his position was, hey, y'all need to get back to listening, man. Y'all need to go back to the traditional way of relationship. You know what I'm saying? You can't do this unless you got permission. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out there. You don't do it. It was just a lot of stuff that he was saying. Yeah. But you're dealing with a generation. And you talking about social engineer. They've been social engineered a lot of black women to not to like their own brothers.
You're right.
A lot of black women is actually scared of black men. I done seen black women go across the street when they see black men like white women used to do. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So a lot of our sisters have been brainwashed. The seed was put in them once they joined the white liberation movement into thinking that the black man was the enemy. But when you look at the white woman from the white liberation movement, she still, only thing she said is that I want more opportunity, I want more money, but she's still married. They still have family. Our family has been broken up.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And then these young men, you can't be raised by a woman. You know what I'm saying? So now you're raising men improperly, so these men is coming out here and, women ain't really want to them because they just as emotional as a woman. Because a woman teaches them through emotionalism. Woman is 70% emotion and 30% stability. A man is 70% stability and 30% emotion.
Come on.
So now you got a situation where, the men are more emotional. A lot of men, we notice I ain't got no problem with, you see a lot of men, doing their thing now. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a tug of war. And
I think it's like an agenda.
It's an agenda.
Like they purposely tried to break up the black home. Yeah. Like hey, instead of depending on that black man to go to work and provide a family, a house, a home, and a living, you go to your white boyfriend, the government. Right. Well, if you kick him out, we're gonna give you this house right here. You feel what I'm saying? Or if you kick him out, we'll give you this food. We'll give you this food over here. Or if you kick him out.
Or either when they go to rent a house. Yeah. If they got a guy, a black dude, if he got a felony or something, they want both of their name on there. You know what I'm saying? So now you give the woman
rejected.
You know what I'm saying? You give the woman the power. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now the man is even has to be you know what I'm saying?
Subservient.
Subservient to the woman because now the lease is in her name. You feel what I'm saying? I know when I was growing up, let me finish this point. When I was growing up and I was raising my family, I always made sure that, my name was on everything.
That is.
You know what I mean? Even with my kids. That's another point that I think a lot of times people, miss is that with schooling and stuff like that. When my kids was growing up, me and Ken, all of our kids went to college. Kenny was a strong hustler.
Yes, sir.
Strong hustler. I've been knowing him 50-something years,
yes,
and all I know him to do is hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I don't even think he ever had a job. Have you, Kenny? You ever punch the clock?
I worked for one day. My big brother, he was so happy that he had his job. It was at a place called Sherlock's, downtown Milwaukee. So he convinced me to go there. So, you had to carry the tray like this. And so I'm carrying the tray, and the failed. I was so embarrassed. Number of white people, they looked at me like, and that was kind of racist back then.
Yeah.
I said, Man, I took the thing, the apron, threw that shit down.
Been
I
hustling
walked
ever
out
since.
there. Man, I went right back to hustling, man.
Yeah, but
Hey,
all
my
of our-
brother taught me how to hustle. I don't know why he got a job.
Yeah.
I finish the point.
You go ahead.
Okay, but all of our kids went to school,
Yes,
went
sir.
to college and everything, man. Because that's how our mom and our dad raised us. Even though, I wasn't as street as Ken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we came up under them, so our parents was a little bit more harder. My dad was a little bit more hard on us than he was on Kenny and them. I don't think Kenny and them was started too young. They was gone.
He jumped off the porch.
He jumped off the porch. He was gone. So me and my other brother, my dad had a little bit more time to, work with us. But when I was raising my kids, man, it wasn't a choice was you going to college. You know what I'm saying? Only choice you had was which college you was going to. I would allow them to do that in seventh grade. I started, taking them on black college tours
Yes,
and
sir.
stuff like that. Eighth grade. So by the time they got in high school,
Put that in their mind.
they already said, "Oh, Dad, I want to go to this." My son went to Tennessee State. My daughter went to UWM. My other daughter, she went to a community college, but they all went to college.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another thing as blacks. We allow our kids to say, the first thing we say, when you get 18, you out of here. White people don't do that. At 19, they still under their parents' rule. Their parents is paying for their college. Their parents is buying their car. They driving a car that their parents. And those are different tactics that we lost out in the ghetto.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? It's to keep our
They trying to
kids
push
close
you out,
us.
and
Yeah,
white
yeah.
folk just trying to, you make sure you good, make sure you
Same
ready to
thing.
go.
Yeah, same thing. So, like you said, it's a plan that they have, man, to just deter us, our kids. All these drugs that our kids do. You know what I'm saying? Percocets and all this stuff. I'm looking at all these young guys dying off of this. Having heart attacks and stuff like that. I think we got to do a better job as the OGs. Is just telling them. You know what I'm
Educate.
saying?
Yeah.
Educate them, man. Look, hey, brother, you could do something different.